In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we're looking into daycare subsidies. The Legislative Office of Fiscal Transparency was at the state capitol today looking for government waste.
The Oversight Committee also voted on a future evaluation of how child care providers receive subsidies. Fox 25's Rob Hagan live at the Capitol with more. Rob.
Adam, Wendy, we've been reporting for months on the millions in cuts to subsidies, creating a child care crisis. Now state lawmakers are checking to see if some child care providers are cheating the taxpayers.
Chairman Caldwell.
Aye.
State lawmakers unanimously approved a rapid response evaluation by the Legislative Office of Fiscal Transparency looking into the DHS's verification and reimbursement process to providers receiving child care subsidies.
One of the issues that we've had brought to our attention is that there are some alleged improprieties when it comes to maybe how that process is being handled.
Social service programs have been a hot button issue after the massive billion-dollar fraud scandal states away.
I don't think anyone in here wants a scenario or situation where we saw the fraud and waste that we saw in Minnesota.
The vote came at the end of a 2-hour meeting over office space waste with the Loft Oversight Committee.
I think the legislature is just being proactive here to see if our controls in our state are good. No one's making an allegation of fraud, and we are not fraud investigators, but what we are looking at is, do we have proper controls in place to prevent those things from happening?
The cuts to subsidies and tighter eligibility rules have created a child care crisis after the closure of 427 child care centers statewide from November last year to January, according to the Licensed Child Care Association of Oklahoma.
School-age children are at risk if they are not in child care.
Child care centers like Angel Academy report 98% of the children are subsidy kids. Now staff-to-child ratios are mandated, subsidies are based on attendance over enrollment, and the DHS budget request for subsidies dropped from $57 million down to $7.5 million.
We seem to make a priority for certain kinds of funding, but child care has not been the priority it needs to be, and we have stretched that system as far as we can, and I think it's going to start to affect people's ability to work.
Now, Loft Director Burcham says the project was just approved, so there is no current date set to discuss the evaluation of the subsidy process. But rest assured, once that happens, Fox 25 News will be there. Until then, live at the state capitol, Rob Hagan, we got your back.
Thank you, Robin. Oklahoma DHS updated child care subsidies at the beginning of the year after securing partial federal funding. The agency said the update's part of a coordinated plan to expand access where the funding allows. Now, on January 12th, they added child care subsidy access for working families with children ages 6 to 8. They also made it so families receiving emergency financial assistance through the TANF program are included in the program's exemptions and can be served through the child care subsidy program for children up to age 13. The pause on renewals and new applications remains in place for children ages 9 to 12, but there are some exceptions to that rule. Now, on April 6th, the pandemic era $5 per day add-on is going to end for all recipients. OKDHS says this temporary enhancement was funded through time-limited federal pandemic resources, and those are just no longer available. So on July 1st, the agency says income eligibility returns to 55% of the state median income, which is consistent with those pre-pandemic guidelines and federal child care and development fund priorities.
Meanwhile, new research shows just how much child care costs in Oklahoma City. According to care.com, here in the metro, you'll pay an average starting amount of $17.48 per hour for child care. That translates to nearly $2,300 a month. Data shows this is 8% higher than the state's average and of $16 per hour and 14% lower than the national average of $20 an hour. It also found the most affordable cities for child care providers is Newcastle, starting rate there, $12, compared to Luther, which is the most expensive, at $18, followed by Edmond. The recent cuts to the child care subsidies causing another child care center in the metro to close down after more than a decade. Angel Academy Child Care Center is the latest facility to close after millions in cuts to the subsidy program. One parent who found out about the closure Tuesday is now scrambling to find another daycare that provides vital transportation.
My son is autistic, so that transition alone is going to be difficult, not only for me but for him. You know, getting to learn new people and getting to learn a new routine with new people is it's a lot and overwhelming.
Daycare owner Sharon Charles told us in a statement child care centers are being treated as non-essential and that every kid deserves a safe place to go after school. Since November, more than 400 programs have been lost, and that number is growing. More cuts are expected in April, including the loss of the $5 a day per child bonus.
New research shows Oklahoma families who are struggling to find affordable childcare often leave the workforce. A national nonprofit, United We, says access and affordability, two of the biggest barriers for working families across the state, specifically mothers. That's why bipartisan lawmakers are backing House Bill 1979. The bill would create an early childhood task force, bringing together providers, agencies, and lawmakers with the goal of cutting down barriers and expanding child care options all across the state.
I do believe childcare is a workforce issue. I think if we're going to truly be a competitive economy as a state, we have to invest in our people. We have to make sure that we're investing in those quality of life measures that will bring families, prospective businesses to Oklahoma.
Supporters say it'll take time to see change, but are hopeful that this will mark the first step towards accessible child care in Oklahoma. Right now, the bill advanced out of a committee.
And that was your big story breakdown. You can stay up to date on the daycare subsidies on OKCFox.com.
Plus, head over to our YouTube page where you can watch all of our previous big story breakdowns. Just scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.